Hello you all, my wonderful subscribers and future subscribers and likers and haters. Welcome to another beautiful day. And I was thinking of a nice topic and it came to me. That is how to think like a businessman. You know, I remember, I'll give you my own example. It's been 17 years I was on the job, and now I've been in business since past about 2 years. I've made profits, I've made losses, I've had bad times, I've had good times, but overall I must tell you, overall if you see the graph is positive, it's incremental. This vlog is not for job people out there or for people who are on the job and are just wanting to stay there and not get into business. This is specifically for businessmen, for people who aspire to be businessmen, and for people who are maybe just starting off in their education or have left the education in the middle and want to be businessmen. This is for you guys. The biggest lesson I've learned getting into business past 2 years. I've been involved in different businesses, real estate, cars, and now today I'm doing a mixture of real estate, cars plus YouTube. The biggest lesson I have learned is control over your nerves, control over your nervous system, control over your brain, control over your heart, control over your feelings, control over your negative thoughts. It's a war, it's a daily war, it's a daily battle. First of all, see the nice place I'm sitting at. I'm out on my early morning walk. See, I get to this walk for 1-2 hours in the morning, in the afternoon. It's about noon time right now, and yeah, these pleasures you get, this is one of the biggest pleasures you get. This is one of the biggest rewards you get when you're a businessman. You can set your own timings. For example, my work, I start my work by about 7:38 in the morning. I work for 1-2 hours, and I go out for my walk 1-2 hours, and then I come back, and in the afternoon I go out for groceries, etc. And then I work from late afternoon till about 1-2 at night, and then the cycle repeats. So I make my own timings, I set my own routines. This for me is more valuable than money. This routine, because in business, I'm not saying that you should follow my routine. I'm saying that in business, don't just gauge business monetarily, gauge the benefits you get out of business. I was in banking for 17 years. I am again not saying that if you're a job man, you're on the wrong track or whatever. I myself promote experience in job first before getting to business. For example, I worked in the job market for 17 years and now I'm in business. Traditionally, I would recommend that people who graduate, they should work for minimum 5 years in the job, get their, the dust off their shoulders, refine the coal into the diamond, and once you're a diamond, then you throw yourself out in the dirty, dark, tough market for business. That way you will minimize your chances of loss. I'm not saying that if you have 5 years or 2 years or 10 years of job experience and then you get into business, you won't make a rupee of loss. In business, that is lesson number 2. You will make a loss. It's not like a job that the paycheck is coming in on the 31st and you're good to go for the whole month, and then again the paycheck is coming on the 31st and you're good to go for the month. And even if you don't meet your targets, you just have to spend those 2-3 days, get your paycheck, and you're good for a whole month. Business is not like that. In business, you will have loss. You will have loss, you will have loss, you will have loss. If you're one of those scaredy kind of people or people who don't have control over their nerves, or people who don't have control over their emotions, or who are too sentimental, I would recommend you stick to the job market, because business is ruthless. It's ruthless, it's tough, it's difficult, it's for men, but it makes a man out of you. I swear to God, it makes a man out of you. when you go through losses, after the losses, when you make a big profit, my God, you feel like Rocky Balboa from, you know, the Rocky movies. Man, it's amazing feeling. In business, as I mentioned before, the major advantage is you get to set your own timings. You get to make your own schedules, daily schedules. You can decide to have a meeting at 6 o'clock in the evening. You can decide to have a meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's up to you. You have freedom. Don't gauge business only on the parameters of monetary profits. Gauge what business gives to you. Business gives you profits as well as so many other things, like, you know, as the time schedules, freedom. You can express, if you're an artist like me, you can express your innermost concepts, feelings, desires in your products, in your art, in your services. You can let it out, and that's your accomplishment. In business, you can let out your inner creativity, you can let out your inner initiatives, your innovations, and nobody will stop you. You won't have a boss going like, that's a pathetic idea, and the next day he's implementing your idea by himself to his boss, and then if you go to him and go like, that was my idea, he goes like, shut the hell up, or else I'll kick you out of your job next month. So you don't have any of that bullshit BS in business. In business, you make your product, service, you implement it, you let it out into the market, you throw it in the market, you do the marketing, you do the sales yourself, and nobody can stop you from getting your ideas out there. Nobody can stop you. Imagine if you were in the 17th, 18th centuries or before that. Imagine if you were a Donatello. Imagine if you were a Michelangelo, and the Donatellos and Michelangelos of those times. Imagine if someone told them, don't do painting, do something else. Don't design a plane, do something else. Imagine the loss it would give to that personality. Imagine the loss it would give to our history as human beings. So, firstly, be very strong-minded, very, very level-headed, very mature about your decision, whether you want to be with the job market or you want to be a businessman. And once your innermost voice convinces you that there's no other way out, there's no hell of a way that you're a job guy, you are too creative to be a job person, you have to get into business, you are an entrepreneur, then you start off like a giant. You get in there, you keep boxing, you keep fighting the losses. You will make profits, you will make losses, you keep fighting, improve every day, learn from your losses. Why did I make that loss? What move would have been better at that point in time in those circumstances, so that I would have not made that loss. Also challenge your profits. Why did I make a profit? What happened? What were the external factors? The internal factors which led to that profit. Was the external market really good? So I had smooth sailing without putting in much effort, I made profits? Or did I generally make a very creative, good, innovative, revolutionary, innovative decision which led to those profits? So learn from your profits, learn from your losses. And okay, the next point, very important point, be humble and be normal. You have to be normal and humble whether you're in profit zone or in loss zone. Don't be too happy if you're making too much profit. That would make you cocky, that would make you overconfident, leading to bad decisions. Always keep yourself, always keep yourself on the ground. Always walk on the ground, whether you're a multi-billionaire or you're starting off in business or you're in losses currently, whatever. Always see this, see that. Always keep yourself there on the ground, level-headed, because this is another very, very strong advice I give to everyone. Very strong advice. Remember, you cannot keep money in the fist of your hand. Remember, money is on rent. Just like that song by Dido, life is on rent. I say money is on rent. You rent out money. You've taken it on rent. Sometimes it will be with you, sometimes it will not be with you. It's on rent. So, if you meet people who go like, they tell you, oh, I'll be a multi-billionaire for the rest of my life. That's not true. It's up to God. And if you meet a person who's, you know, in losses, who's not made it, and he goes like, oh, I'll be poor, I'll be average all my life. That's not true. He puts in the effort. He analyzes his strengths and weaknesses and focuses on his strengths. He will make it. He will make it big. So you can change your future. You can change your destiny if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your dreams. The only thing you need to do is be calm. You have to see your strengths and weaknesses. You have to know your strengths and weaknesses. Rather than working on your weaknesses, trying to make them a strength, see your strengths and capitalize those strengths, make them a big success, and that will propel you to the heights of profitability and success in business, what you're looking for. I'll give you a little example. When I was starting off YouTube, I had a choice to stick to English content or stick to very native content in the Urdu language, which is the native language of my country. So I said, what are my strengths? I said my strength is more towards English content than traditional Urdu language content, because in Urdu language you need to have a lot of slapstick humor if you want to be successful on YouTube, which I kind of lack. So I was like, in the middle I was thinking, okay, I will make Urdu content and I will learn the slapstick humor and I will make that weakness of mine into a strength, and then I will be successful on YouTube. But then after putting myself to the through the decision grid I just mentioned before, I said no. My strengths are in English conversations, so I need to stick to English content, target different regions of the world which are English speaking, and I rather work on my strengths to propel myself rapidly in the world of YouTube towards success and profitability. And thanks God, you know, I've started this YouTube business in the past, I think two months. It's working out. We're on a positive curve. It's going well. We're incremental. It's looking good. And because I chose to stick with my strengths, you have to, before all the points I mentioned before, sorry, this should have been point number 1. You have to analyze what your core strengths and capabilities are. If you are not so creative but you're amazing at administration, I would say, you know, stick to the job market, become a top executive there. You don't need much creativity in the jobs these days. You can manage the business for the people and really go up there at the executive director level and all that. But if you are highly creative and you feel stuck, you feel imprisoned in the traditional job markets, do explore being an entrepreneur, do explore creating your own products and letting them out there, whether it's on YouTube, whether they're tangible products like, you know, you have an innovative idea for a soap or a shower gel or for a clothing line, if you want to be a fashion designer, whatever. Study your inner thirst, study your inner passion and unleash it to the world. Unleash it. The next point, very important point. Don't listen to the haters, don't listen to the naysayers, don't listen to people who put you down. Everybody be like, stop this business BS. It's been 6 months, you've not made profit. Get out of it. Just be with the jobs and get that monthly paycheck and live your life like a normal guy. What are you going to do with extra money or that normal life? What are you going to do? You're going to die a sad man. Everyone lives, everyone gets money, everyone loses money. It's up to God, right? So when everything is up to God, you don't have control over money. You have it today, don't have it tomorrow. If you're in a job, maybe you get kicked out, and then what if it takes you 6 months to find the next job? That's not in your control, it's up to God. So when everything is risk, then risk it all. When everything is risk it all. When everything is risk it all. Especially if you're the risk taker type. And don't feel bad. Give yourself 1-2 years, or to get settled in business. It takes 1-2 years. So you should have some savings and all. If you get into business, you should have savings for 1-2 years, and then you'll have the booms and the trumps in business, and eventually the seas will calm down, the seas will simmer down, and you will understand what business is all about. You will understand how to manage your daily routines. You will know how to manage your weekly, monthly routines. You will know how to handle tough times, bad times, and good times. And remember, when you are in your good times, don't stop the struggle. I know this is very cliche, this is very normal talk. You've heard it many times before that, when you're in your best of times, work like you're in the worst of times. But it's actually true. When you're really in your best of times, try to be even more humble. Walk on the ground again. Walk on the ground. Try to be more humble, and so that you learn why and how you made the profits, and you continue that curve of making profits. Increase the percentile of being in the profit zone most of the year compared to the percentage of the times you're in the loss zone, and eventually you will win. Another very important point, you have to listen to this. I was talking to my father-in-law the other day, and he was a bit worried. I was like, what happened? He said, my friend, he made a loss out of gambling and betting. I was like, okay, how much loss? He said 1 billion Pakistani rupees. I was like, what? That's about $10 million in one day. I was like, how did that happen? He said he was into gambling, and he was a pathological liar. Sorry, not a pathological liar. He was an alcoholic. So he used to drink a lot, and he made some bad betting, gambling decisions in the cricket tournaments, and he lost those gambling bets, and he made a loss of 1 billion rupees, equivalent to $10 million in one day. I was shocked. I have to tell you guys one thing. Remember, it's not just that if you're betting on a cricket match, that's wrong, and it's not right in my religion, Islam. I'm sure it's not even allowed in your religion, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, or Hinduism. Gambling is not allowed in any religion. So I would advise you, stay out of it. Whether the people are promising you to make $10 million in one day, whatever, just stay out of it. Stay away from gambling. It's not going to help you. You're going to put your families at risk. That is something which is not business. I don't consider that business. I don't consider that entrepreneurship. That is just wrong, and ethically wrong, and financially wrong. Goes against all the financial advice bankers can give you. Mutual fund people can give you. Gambling is bad. Don't gamble. Cryptocurrency is a whole different topic. We'll talk about it in the next vlog, whether that's gambling or not. But that people say it's ethical gambling. So fine, even if you think cryptocurrency is ethical gambling, I would advise don't invest more than 5% of your total 100% liquid or fixed assets, whatever, in cryptocurrency. Don't do that. You're going to regret it. You want to play, just play with 5% if you call it ethical gambling. If you believe in that, I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't believe in it. But if you do, if you think it's allowed ethical gambling, you want to go for it. Don't invest more than 5% of your total assets into that market, because it can be a disaster for you, and it can make you a very rich man, whatever. Overall, I don't believe in gambling and these things, whether it's ethical gambling or real gambling, like betting on sports events and all. I don't believe in this stuff. I think life is too short. Enjoy it. Live a normal and happy life, full of love, with your family and your friends, rather than aspiring to be the next Elon Musk or whatever, through the wrong means and whatever. I don't advise that. What's the use of having 100 homes if you can't feel the joy of owning one home which is yours with your hard-earned money, ethically put? And then, if you make ethical money, and if you have 10 homes, you will enjoy each one of those 10 homes much more than you have if you have 100 homes made with ill-gotten money and through gambling and all of these stupid routes, insane routes. You will not enjoy that money, and you will always be stressed. I met a poor man the other day, and he was saying, the more you have, the more stress you have, the more in tension you are. And he was telling me about this. He was working for this big businessman who was a multi-billionaire, and he used to cry to sleep every night. He used to take medicines, and he used to get intoxicated just to get some sleep in the night, because there was so much on him and so much stress on him. And he was a very arrogant man, but he used to cry every night because he could not sleep peacefully. He needed intoxication to sleep every night because he could not sleep. So see, even if you have too much, it's not a guarantee that you will be very peaceful and happy. And so whatever you make, I will advise you to become multi-billionaires, but through the right ways, through the right means, without being arrogant, without hurting people, without stepping on people's toes. Without that, you should aspire to be a multi-billionaire. And when you are there, help others up, guide others up, also do a lot for charity. When you become really big, you have to do that so that you're happy inside and you're happy on the outside. You're happy internally, you're peaceful, and you're making yourself happy, you're making your family happy, your friends happy, with giving them a nice lifestyle, but you're not hurting people, you're not a bad human being, you're not doing really taking from others and stealing it and putting it in your pocket through bad, unethical business decisions. So become a multi-billionaire, but on your own terms and on good terms with the Lord, in a very ethical way, doing good deeds. Okay, more points in the next vlog. See you guys. Bye.